Yes, people. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're all doing well today. Excuse the voice. Yep, there was awards ceremony last night, so there was a lot of singing and stuff. But anyway, I hope everyone is good. Just kind of going into the final game of the season now, the last game. This is it. This entire season, all this emotion, all this everything. It's kind of coming to an end now. The football season is finished. But suddenly we'll all be bored. Although we've got the Euros and stuff, haven't we? But yeah, listen to Daniel Farke's press conference today, and I have some feelings. I have some things I want to discuss about what he said, mixed with the situation going into the Southampton game, mixed with what I've seen online in the little time I've spent on it in the last few days. And there's the concept of failure. So everyone's speaking about just plainly, because opinions, it's not about a discussion these days. It's not about here. It's about this or this. It's this. It's a complete and utter 100% success or complete and utter 100% failure, and everything should go, and Daniel Farke should leave, and the players are disgraceful. There's no in between. There's no rationality on well, X, Twitter, whatever, really. So I kind of just want to just give my aspect of what's happening recently at the club and how it's affected everyone. Look, we can all look at the QPR performance, and obviously that was terrible from everyone involved. And Daniel Farke did say that in his press conference. Everyone is at fault for that, which some of us have been saying. It's not a simple, you start this player and we win that game. It's not as simple as that. It really isn't. Decisions were made, preparations were done. None of them were right. The performances were not good enough. It's very simple. Players didn't react to the situation. They didn't, put themselves in a situation to win the game, really, at any point. Basic mistakes were made. Daniel Farke talked about is the pressing, which I mentioned in a video. The issue with that. So the right side is now there. Nonto was right to press. The problem was the reaction. The rest of the team were not compact. So Nonto pressed, no one else did. So we just left loads of gaps, and that was a constant thing. So from that video, now we know that Nonto was right to press, and actually how deep and passive the midfield was and the back line, and actually the other front three players when Nonto was pressing was the issue in that situation, as Daniel Farke said in his press conference, which we suspected, didn't we? But failure. What is failure? So we'll give an example. We don't go up. Say we don't go top 2, we fail in the playoffs, and then everyone's going, it's a complete failure. There's no rationale to it, by the way. You can't say anything because suddenly it doesn't matter, it's a failure. That's the only outcome. Which is interesting because in a football club, or from my experience, from what Daniel Farke is saying, a goal is set up of many different things. You have an end goal of promotion, but what leads up to that? What else can you develop during that season that leads to a goal? If the end goal is promotion and you didn't receive promotion, of course that aspect is a failure. But what position are you in as a club? What have you achieved in that season that gives you confidence to pursue that goal next year? Doesn't mean it's finished. It means it's just paused, right? It's taking longer than you want. So if we didn't go up this season, I look at what we've achieved this season, the good runs we've gone on, the core squad we've got there. The ethos and the feeling around the club, the stability off the pitch. The assets we have to sell, which will massively help give us a lot of money, which again will help the financial fair play stuff and will help extend, how effective we can be in the transfer market and how we can develop what we have in the squad and keep a fair few of the players and develop around them, and individual players like Archie Gray, who's had an unbelievable season, who's great for us, which would be great for the value of the club as well. Same with Crescencio Somerville, Jorginho Rutter, Mateo Joseph breaking through. Players like Ethan Ampadu, who we know we have someone for the future there, a real centerpiece of this team. There's been a lot of successes. The runs we've been on, the performances at times, the individual quality was shown at times. The long record-breaking run, the amount of points we've got. The wins, the amount of winning games, the amount of times we've won football games. These are all excellent things within a team that you can take out of. The end goal isn't always this idea of, if you don't do it, it's all a complete and utter failure. It absolutely isn't. It absolutely isn't. Not all. That's not even true remotely. There's so many different goals. If the end goal is failure, it's about reacting to that and still being on the same path to achieve that next season. You can be rational about these things. You can discuss these things. It's not a straight up, it's just a failure, because at the end of the day in football, and you look at the Championship, every single team really is a failure if you don't get out of the league. You're in a league to get out of it, to go up, to go to the top. That's the point. In any sport, you want to get to the top, regardless of budget, who you are. Everyone has different goals. People might want to slightly finish higher each year, so they're achieving their goal. But then the standard of the goal changes with the team and the infrastructure you have, the money you have, changes the goals. And I look at who's finished above us this season. I know it's not finished yet, but it can't change. And people saying we flopped it, we bottled it, we failed. The team who won the league, Leicester City, had the biggest value team ever in the Championship. So by right, should be finishing top of the league, and they did. The end fairly comfortable. So then there's Ipswich and then us. And that's the thing. If Ipswich didn't have this anomaly season where they were absolutely unbelievable, the most of it, unbelievable, we'd be second. Right. And I know I can already see, it don't matter, we're not, right? This is the discussion part of it, right? So the people that want Daniel Farker out, they want it to all be ripped up. Because Ipswich finished above us. No one else has. The team that should have. And then an anomaly team. So if Ipswich are not there, everyone thinks it's terrible and this horrible thing and we need to rip it all up. The manager needs to leave. Because Ipswich finished above us. Come on, we're adults here. In all respect, everyone's saying how unbelievable it is. If it's so unbelievable, you can put your hands up and say, all right, yeah, they finished above us because they were absolutely unbelievable. And it could be by 3 points. It's not by 15 points. We're not 20 points off them. It could be 3 points. A game, one result. It's one result. Is that an abject failure? The entire season is an abject failure because one result in the end was the difference. So if we ever had one more win, that could be the difference. That's it. So it's a complete and utter failure, the entire thing, because of potentially 3 points. Come on, let's be rational here. I fully believe I've took time to reflect. Still believe that performance QPR was terrible, and it really does worry me if there isn't a shock on the final day and we do go into the playoffs. It really does worry me. It really does, and that's again like Dan Fark spoke about in his press conference. They are young lads, they're inexperienced, and I said this. I was annoyed at that performance. I didn't say all these horrible things about them because they are young lads. They're learning, but they have to learn fast. In these developing situations, a championship which changes every few days, you have to learn quick. And they are inexperienced and they are struggling at times, and that's clear. And I wasn't annoyed at the work ethic or the mentality necessarily. It's the fact that frustrations behind the basics and the understanding things that you shouldn't struggle with, which they did. And that's what annoyed me a lot about the game. But anything can happen, people. Probably not, and we probably will end up in the playoffs. And in the playoffs, then we have to find a way to be a team that sees teams off and beats them. There's nothing else to it. If it doesn't happen, I'm still confident for next year. I'm actually fairly excited. Can't lie. I'm in that mindset now. We won't have to set people talking about selling the entire team. No, Rodon might go back. Yeah. Look, you recruit a replacement. We recruited Rodon. If we can't afford Rodon, he doesn't want to come back on loan again, or the club doesn't let him. Fine, it's fine. We recruited Rodon. We can recruit another player with the capabilities that Rodon had. Not an issue. We just got to believe in the recruitment. That's not the recruitment side of it. We might lose. Some of it we'll definitely lose. We'll get a good value for him. Non-Tom, assuming we'll lose, we'll get good value for him. An arch-grade potential there, to be honest with you. Again, if we did lose him, I'm assuming the value for him will be very high. And if that's them three, maybe one or two side players that don't really have a huge impact on the side, you still got a core. Ampadu will not be leaving. The new signings, none of them will be leaving. Rutter, it's in the air. I don't think he'll leave. I think he would stick with Leeds for one more season if it is in the Championship. a lot of learning to do and developing to do with Jorginho Rutter. And I'd personally suggest for him, from what I've seen of him this season, to just keep going on this path for the short term. I really would. He's still so young. There's no rush in his career. He needs to develop. He really does. He doesn't want to rush to get to the top too quick. He wants to be there when he's ready. Look at Guy Carez, for example. Had a great season at Coventry. You know, went to Sporting Lisbon, having an unbelievable season. He's what, 25, 26, 24, 25, 26? There's no rush to get to the top. Take your time. It takes 2 or 3 good seasons in a row, and then suddenly you'll find yourself wanted by the best teams in the world. There's no need to rush. Absolutely no need to rush for him. I think we're all right. I believe in the recruitment. I really do. But look, I want nothing more than to go to the Premier League this season. But I'm kind of calm with it all now. I've accepted the playoffs. I've accepted that we might not win. I've accepted these guys are young. You know, we need experience around them. I don't think we have that on the pitch as much. I don't think we do. Look, again, January there's 1 or 2 players I thought we could have bought that didn't break the financial rules because they were nothing. They were free agents or less than $500,000. So I don't know. That was an issue for me. At the end of the day, people, look, this idea of rip it all up, tear it all apart is ridiculous. We are a stable club. We will be a stable club, and by doing that, you stick with what you've got. As people say, apparently now you can't say 90 points because it doesn't matter. Of course it matters. Think of the team, think of the players in that situation. Forget the points. Look at how many games you've won in a season and how that amount of games, in terms of the history of the Championship, is an excellent return for any team. I don't think any manager's ever been under pressure for their job when they've won that many games in the season. And again, we're talking about 1 or 2 results here. 1 or 2 different results. Maybe at the start of the season, maybe at the end, a draw, 2 or 3 draws we shouldn't have got. This is all it is. It's not an abject failure. We're not 5th scraping in the playoffs. We're comfortable. And we've been comfortable for ages in that position. We just didn't quite have that experience and the edge to do what Leicester have done in the final few games. They had it. Their players are much more experienced than us as a whole. We didn't have that. We didn't have it. We didn't have it. The performance against QPR is not accepted, by the way. That is not good. And players have been training hard by all means. Have been working on set pieces. It needs to be a real focus now. A real focus. It's a new section. It's a new league. And look, I'm assuming Huddersfield don't beat QPR and we beat thing, right? I'm assuming that because at QPR, Huddersfield don't beat Ipswich. I'm assuming that. And if that's the case, and we're in the playoffs, I'm extremely worried. But look, of course you are. It's the playoffs. Whatever happens, happens, people. We've had a great year with Leeds United. I've really enjoyed the season. I really like the feel around the club in terms of the structure of it all. It's all really good for me. Let me know what you guys think. This is just more of a chat. Going into the Southampton game, what do we really say? Like, I can sit here talking about lineups. I've told you guys this many times. I don't care at this point. There'll be most of the same players. 1 or 2 players will come in. Either of those players have to be on it. They have to be the good version of themselves, and they have to help the team. And if they don't, then they didn't do the job effectively enough. It's simple as that. I don't get bogged down on lineups. People get too bogged down on pre-match and before kick-off. Like, oh, we're going to lose. I'm fuming. This lineup's not happened. Watch the game. Look, if Joe Pro starts, if it's fine, whatever. Like, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. That's on the manager for choosing Joe Pro every week. Like, if he doesn't start, we didn't lose the game because of that. We lost the game because it's the team and it's a team sport. It's not tennis. It's a team sport. People keep saying this. Football is a team sport. There's so many people involved. There's so many aspects of a game. Rely on each individual to be better. That's why I never really scapegoat one person. I think it's ridiculous. But that's just my perspective, obviously, working in with players as an analyst. You know, the way in which you show an individual or you criticise an individual has to be done productively. Or I do it productively. That's just me. It's fine, whatever. Whoever starts, whoever's in the team, got to do your job, and if you don't, that's on you. And you have let the team down. Like, you're in a team to do a job. You know, they're all professionals. They've all got to turn up. They've all got to do the job. Every one of them. And none of them did in the last game. It's got to be a refocus now, a re-switch. Play with freedom. Play with joy. Enjoy yourselves. It's going to be all over soon. For some of them, it could be the last game they play for Leeds. Last few games they play for Leeds. So just do what you can do to get us back to the Premier League. And if you did all you can and it didn't work, I'll bow my hat up to you and say thank you. Thank you and goodbye, and best of luck with your career. I have no quarrels against any of these players. I really don't. They've tried the best at times, all season. I think they've been excellent all season. Some individual players have really dragged us through difficult moments. Talking about Chris Somerville, Georgina Rutter, Ethan Ampadu, Joe Roden at times. I have full respect for them. I really do. Just put it in. Give everything you've got for the last few games, and then we'll be. The club will go on. We'll go on. We're in a decent financial position. All the experts are saying it. Don't listen to these people that know nothing. Listen to the financial experts. I don't know about financials, so I listen to what the experts say. We're fine, people. It's fine. We can build on this season. We can build on it. There's a lot to build on. We know if it goes wrong, what's gone wrong. We know it already. It's experience in the side. It's a naivety of the young players. We need more depth. We need more options. Do stuff like this. Obviously decisions as well, but we know what we can build on. That's the key. We know what we can build on. It's not like a big, what do we do? I have no idea. It's fine. We'll sell our assets. Sort the loan players out because they're still hanging about. And then we'll recruit well and we'll build. Whatever happens, if we go up or we don't, I believe we're all right. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I appreciate all the support as usual. You absolute legends. Yeah, 3 videos in 6 days. I said I'd do it. There'll be one after the game as well, probably on the Sunday though. And depending on what happens, let's be honest. If we go up, I'll be doing one straight after. Best believe I'll be going mental. But yeah, if we don't, it's fine, people. Relax. It's fine. We're all right. Everything's fine. We're in a good position. Good. Right. Peace.